All right, well, I'll just go ahead and get started. And anyone that jumps on a little bit late, they can watch the recorded version of it a little bit later on. So thanks for being here, Donald. I appreciate you giving up your Wednesday afternoon or evening to be part of this. So thanks for being here. The purpose of this meeting is really threefold. Wanted to, number one, introduce myself and also Jason, who couldn't make it here tonight, but wanted to introduce us as your coaches so that you know that there is, somebody behind the curtain that is looking out for your best interests and here to help you get across the finish line at the Alabama or the San Jose race. So, Donald, which race are you actually registered for? Excellent. Right, and also I wanted to take the time to just kind of go through the program at a high level so that you just understood the way that it'll be rolled out to you and how it'll look and the different offerings that'll be included in that program. And then finally, I wanted to also show you kind of the fitness results. So if you had a chance to complete that survey in the fitness assessment, I'm going to just kind of run through the assessment piece and what the results will kind of look like when we send them to you. All right. So so I'm Jeff. Everyone just calls me Dr. J. It was a moniker that was given to me by Joe DeSena. I kind of got involved in Spartan, even before there was Spartan. There was what's called Peak Races, a series of ultra endurance events that they held in Pittsfield, Vermont. So he had a 50-mile race, and he had some ultra marathon distant mountain bike races, and also as part of it he had an event that was called the Death Race. And so I participated in that a couple of times, and I got to kind of know Joe DeSena through that. And then as a result of the Death Race, Joe DeSena kind of realized that there was a lot of people are having this experience where they realized what their limitations were, what their potential was, and really where they could go. So kind of a similar experience that I had for myself personally, and he was realizing that other people are having that same type of experience, and he wanted to be able to bring that experience to the masses. The Death Race it's a 48, 72-hour event that's really not for everybody. So he kind of created the Spartan race that could, was literally for just about anybody. You could, race at your own level and, participate at your own level. You could be competitive. You could just strive to finish it. But regardless of what level you were coming in at, or your level of fitness, when you crossed the finish line, it was the same experience. It was just a smile from ear to ear and just feeling like you just accomplished something amazing. And so as a result of that, the Spartan races really kind of took off, and Joe was being reached out to by, coaches and trainers across the country, and he reached out to me and asked me, Dr. J, what's how can we, get these trainers involved? And so, I suggested that we start up a certification, and so we did that about 6 years ago. Our certification program for trainers and coaches is called Spartan SGX, and now we have close to 1,500 coaches that are actually on our list and active, and obviously the race has grown from a sprint to a super to a beast to an ultra beast, and now we're adding the trail series, and then new this year for 2019 we decided to kind of roll out an online training program just to help give people that little bit of nudge, a little bit of help that they might need to get across the finish line, healthy, happy, and really feeling satisfied. So, but my work with Spartan is really, it's my part-time job. My full-time job is I teach at Fitchburg State University in Massachusetts, and I've been teaching here for about 20 years now. I teach in the exercise and sports science department, and I also work with the sports teams in their strength and conditioning programs. So, I'm pretty fortunate. I'm passionate about fitness. I'm passionate about exercise, whether it's using exercise to treat chronic diseases or prevent chronic diseases or help elevate athletes to another level or prevent injuries in athletes, I'm all about it. I love it, and it's been my life and my passion for over 30 years now. So so that's a little bit about me. And next, I wanted to just share with you, kind of what the program is going to look like when you start to receive it. You might have already received your first workout a little bit earlier, maybe an hour ago is when I received it. So you may have received it as well. But what it'll look like something like this, and each day you'll get each day you'll get a workout for the following day. So today you should have gotten the email for the workout that's going to start tomorrow, and they'll all be announced as day 1, day 2, all the way up through day 30, and then it begins with like a little bit of introductory text. This first workout happens to just kind of describe a little bit about the program, has a link to the Facebook group. So if you haven't joined that yet, if you're on Facebook, then please join it. I think that's going to be the main place where we'll have our communication with the athletes, and be able to share ideas and tips on how to tweak your training if you need it. If you're looking for additional training, it'll be a good place to post. And in fact, we prefer that you post through the Facebook. That way, if you have questions, like other people probably have similar questions and might just not even realize it yet. So if you ask a question there, it'll probably be helpful to a lot of people. If you have a question that's more personal in nature, feel free by all means email me, and I'll share my email at the end of this presentation. Right, and then it'll get into the obstacles. And the way that we set up each of these workouts is to kind of target specific obstacles. So, for example, this workout here focuses on the multi-rig, which is a difficult, challenging obstacle, requires a lot of shoulder mobility and grip strength. So this workout kind of focuses on that aspect of the obstacle. Right. So each of the workouts will have that kind of a focus. It'll focus on a specific obstacle. Right. And then the workout itself, when you dive into it, you'll see that there's different sections. The first section is going to be the dynamic warm-up, and this is the part just to kind of get the blood flowing, increase your core temperature, kind of ramping you up so that you're a little bit ready for the actual workout itself. So this particular warm-up includes some jump rope, and then it also includes like some shoulder mobility exercises that'll be helpful for the multi-rig, and it lists the exercises and the amount of time or the reps that you need to do. And if these exercises don't look familiar to you, that's okay, because highlighted in the red text there is a link to bring you to some videos that'll show you what the movements look like. So jump rope is pretty straightforward, but we still have a video for it. All the shoulder exercises, if you click this link, it'll bring you to a video that'll show you how to do those movements. All right, so this warm-up should take about 5 minutes, and then we have the conditioning circuit, and this is where the real workout gets into it, right? So this is the 20-minute AMRAP, and it's a ladder. So anytime we use like different terminology that people might not be familiar with, we try to explain what that means. So AMRAP in this case means as many rounds as possible, and it's a ladder. So what we mean by a ladder is that you're going to do 1 rep of the front squat, 1 rep of the push press, 1 rep of the lateral ape, and then 1 rep of burpee. And then you're going to go all the way back, and you'll do 2, 2, and 2, and then 3, 3, and 3, so on, all the way up to 8, and then you go back down the ladder. So you go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you'll try to go up and down that ladder as many times as you can in 20 minutes. And again, there's links to the exercises so that you can see, what the movements are. So I would suggest, you get the email tonight, that you go through the workout, click on the video links, and just kind of, study the movements so that tomorrow when you're doing the workout, you don't waste a lot of time like trying to watch the videos. So, watch the videos ahead of time so that you're just familiar with what you need to do. Right, and then the other aspect of this is that we kind of broke the workout into each movement into like 3 different categories. So we have like more of an advanced version, an intermediate version, and an introductory version of it. So one of the things we'll do with your fitness results is based off of your testing. It's kind of like put you into a category and let you know, based off of your fitness results, we think you could start with the elite version of this exercise. And it's just a suggestion on our part, by all means, after looking at the exercise, choose a level that seems most appropriate for you. I would always just start with one that I know I can do comfortably, efficiently, and I could do it with quality movement, and then step it up to the next time, because you will see these workouts multiple times throughout this 30-day period. So just start with one that you can do, and then you can always progress it the next time that you see it. Right, and then each workout's going to finish with some type of a cool down that'll include various stretches. Again, stretches targeted towards helping you accomplish the obstacles. And also there's going to be some videos at the end that'll help you with the obstacles. So it'll have a demonstration of the obstacles, some coaching tips to help you through the obstacles. So I think you'll find that helpful. All right. Excuse me. And then just note that, basically the way that the program's designed is I'll go 6 days in a row. So days 1 through 6, there'll be like unique workouts with some unique exercises, and each one of those workouts targeted towards an obstacle. Day 7 is going to be a recovery day. And so on that recovery day, it's not just a day off. We send you some links to some reading material to help prepare you for the race, some other links to videos, again, to help prepare you for the race. So it'll be more of a day off, but a day to kind of study and be a student of the sport. Right? And then it'll go back to the beginning and it'll start over again with those same 6 workouts. But what'll be different is that, the time will be a little bit longer. There'll be more reps. We might include some resistance as well. Right? But the way the program was designed was, we intended this to be able to be done just about anywhere, so that you could do this at home, you could do this at work, you could do it at a gym if you wanted to, but we didn't require any special equipment. There'll be some instances where, it might require some resistance. So it could be a dumbbell, it could be a sandbag, it could be a bucket filled with sand, it could be water jugs, it could be, anything that you find that has a little bit of resistance, anything that's kicking around the house or in your garage. So, it doesn't have to necessarily be any fancy equipment. So we really, we're mindful of that. We just wanted people to be able to do this just about anywhere. Okay. So again, it'll progress as we get closer to the 30 days. The workouts will get longer. They'll get a little bit more challenging, but the exercises will stay the same. And I think that's, days 1 through 6, the exercises will be different, but then when it goes 8, through 14 again, it's going to be, the same exercises, just with a few more reps, a little bit more time. And we did that deliberately because, we think it's important that you learn the movements, master the movements, rather than just trying to throw at you 30 days of like entirely new exercises, which just can be overwhelming. Right? And I would also suggest that as you go through the program, that the workouts, take your time to learn the movements. If on the first workout, if you don't do the exact time or don't do the exact number of reps, that's okay. The first workout is really about like just learning it. And then the next workout, you'll be a little bit better, and the next workout a little bit better, so that by the time you get to the end of the 30 days, you're really prepared for the obstacle race. All right. Any questions that you have right now, Donald, about the workouts? Right. Yeah, perfect. So, like I said, as you get into these, if you have questions, you'll be able to reach out to us through Facebook or through email. Right, and then this is the fitness results form that we'll be sending to you if you completed that fitness assessment. And it's just a little bit of an explanation of the purpose behind the fitness assessment, and then it goes into each of the dimensions that we measured. So we had the 1.5 mile run walk that measures your aerobic capacity, and it just automatically will upload your time that you reported for the run. Then we do some calculations to calculate what your VO2 max is, and VO2 max stands for the amount of oxygen that your body can use, and the higher that number is, the better. It means the more oxygen you can consume and use, the more energy you'll be able to produce. So the faster you'll be able to run, and the longer you'll be able to run. So again, it's just a baseline to kind of see where you're at, and then we're going to ask you again to assess this, later, down the road at 30 days, so that you can see how much you've improved. All right, and then we have the push-up test that we did for muscle endurance, and again, the score that you reported there. Standing long jump, that's a measure of power. So we have the distance that was jumped, and then we had a couple of Spartan specific tests, like the 10-second burpee, and then the 2-minute burpee test. And again, it reports your values. And then finally, based off of your results and other information that you put into the survey, we give you like that recommended level that you should start with. And so in this particular person, we recommended the age group level to start with. And again, it's just a suggestion. If it feels like it's too much, feel free to regress it to the open category. If it's not enough, feel free to progress it to the elite category. And don't be confused. This isn't necessarily our recommendation for what heat you should sign up for the race. This only pertains to the workouts. It doesn't pertain to what heat you should sign up for the race. That's really entirely up to you. I would say that if you're a veteran of the Spartan race and you feel comfortable doing the obstacles, or if you miss the obstacles and you're ready to accept the penalty of 30 burpees, then I would recommend racing in at least the age group. If you're someone who's competitive and really wants to race against other elite athletes, our top Spartan racers, then I would suggest race in the elite category. But if this is your first race, or even if it's your 10th race and you prefer just to go through it with your friends, and if you miss an obstacle, to just kind of do what you can, do the best that you can, then I would suggest like you race in the open category. Okay? But anyway, back to the fitness assessment. If you go back and continue to scroll through the document, we also have some norms, from various published literature, just on give you an idea of like where you stand to other people. And I only had the long jump for elite athletes, so take that into consideration as you look at this table. But we also have the push-up standards. We have standards for the max VO2, just so you can find yourself, relative to your age and your gender, and kind of see where you sit relative to others. It's, again, it's not an end in itself. I wouldn't get dive into these results too much. Just use it as a baseline to see where you are now, and then every month, just reassess yourself and see how much you're progressing. And if you're not seeing progress in the right areas that you expect to, then might need to tweak the program a little bit for you. So that's the fitness results. All right, I'm going to switch my screen again, Donald. Do you have any questions about the fitness results? All right. Just one other thing. I forgot to change the date for this. We do a pre-race webinar, so this will be like a week out from the actual race, where we're going to cover, just the specifics of what you should bring to the race, the type of equipment you should consider wearing, shoes. Do you need a backpack? What type of clothing, types of socks, fluid, food, what you should eat the night before. So we, in that pre-race webinar, we cover all of that and answer any questions and that you might have about the race. And actually, if the course is ready and they have the course map available, I'll be able to share that with you too. So you kind of get a heads up on what obstacles will actually be out there. So, I think the pre-race webinar is a valuable time for you just to ask those questions that you might have to help get those butterflies out of your stomach. So, and again, like the Facebook group, please join that if you haven't, and if you're on Facebook, that'll be great. And then I have my email, so that if you have questions that are really personal in nature and you don't want to share that information on Facebook, feel free to email me directly, and I'll be happy to answer those questions for you and help you out as much as I can. Right? And again, I'm here, Jason's here. We're here to support you and just help make sure that the program is successful for you, and that when you get to the race, you toe that line, you're confident, you're feeling fit, you're feeling ready, and then when you do cross the finish line, you're energized, not exhausted, not blown away, and you're able to celebrate the way that you should. So. So feel free to lean on us and use us as a resource. All right, that's all I really had to cover here today. Is there any other questions that you might have, Donald? All right. Well, I look forward to following you and seeing your progress and ultimately hearing your stories, your battle stories as you cross that finish line at your race in Alabama. So I'm really looking forward to it. Enjoy the program and reach out if you need us. Thanks again. Have a good night. And Aru.